The very first cry of heaven to you today is urgent, and it cannot wait. Archangel Michael himself stands as a messenger and a warrior, and his voice is trembling with urgency, not because he fears the enemy, but because of the weight of your destiny. He speaks not only for himself, but for the 7 archangels who stand with him, and above all, for the God of creation who sits enthroned in glory, yet bends his ear toward you in this very moment. There is something that must be opened in you, something that cannot be delayed, something that will shift the course of your life and determine the future of many others connected to you. This is not just about a blessing or an answered prayer. This is about your entire purpose, the very reason you are still alive, the mission for which you were sent into this world. Archangel Michael cries, "Child of God, do not delay!" The heavens are aligned, the angels are stationed, the Spirit of the living God is stirring, but the key is in your hands. The key is not in the hands of men, not in the hands of your enemies, not in the hands of those who have doubted you or betrayed you. The key is in you, and heaven is pleading for you to use it. What is this key? It is the openness of your heart, the willingness of your soul, the surrender of your spirit to the divine will of God. For when you open your heart, you unlock more than a feeling, you unlock a flow. Healing flows, wisdom flows, protection flows, breakthrough flows. Heaven itself begins to move in ways you cannot imagine. Why is there such urgency? Because delay has been the greatest weapon of the enemy. Satan does not always stop people with outright denial. He often traps them with delay. He whispers, tomorrow. He says, later. He convinces you that you still have time, that you can wait, that you are not ready. But the voice of God through his mighty angel says, now, this moment, this very second. Because every heartbeat matters, and every second you delay, the enemy gains ground. Heaven is not asking you to open your heart next year, next month, or even next hour. Heaven says the time is short, the door must be opened, and the moment is now. The 7 archangels join their voices with Michael in this holy plea. Gabriel, the messenger, urges you because the message you carry must be spoken. Raphael urges you because healing for many waits on your obedience. Uriel urges you because wisdom is waiting to light your path in the darkness. Selephiel urges you because your prayers are needed to ascend like incense to the throne. Jehudiel urges you because your labor for the Lord will bring crowns of glory. Barachiel urges you because blessings are poised to be released when you step into alignment. And Michael himself urges you because victory cannot be sealed until you rise up in your true calling. But more than all of these angelic voices, it is the voice of God himself that presses on your soul right now. The one who created the stars and stretched out the heavens, the one who carved the oceans and breathed life into man, the one who formed you in your mother's womb says, my child, I am knocking at the door of your heart. Will you open? Will you trust me? Will you let me in fully? The God of heaven is not shouting at you in anger, but pleading with you in love. His heart burns with desire for you to be free, to be whole, to be aligned with his divine will. And here is the mystery God, who has all power and all authority, will not force his way in. He waits for you. He pleads with you. He urges you through angelic messengers, through prophetic voices, through the still small whisper in your spirit, because love cannot be forced. It must be chosen. This is why the responsibility rests on you. Heaven is ready. The angels are ready. God himself is ready. The only question is, are you ready? Beloved, you must understand that when you open your heart, you not only unlock your own future, but the future of many who will be touched by your life. Your obedience today could bring salvation to your family, healing to generations, hope to strangers, and light to nations. This is bigger than you. This is about the kingdom of God. This is about the eternal battle between light and darkness. This is about heaven crying out for a vessel through which it can flow. That vessel is you. So do not harden your heart. Do not say tomorrow. Do not let fear, shame, or doubt close the door any longer. Heaven is begging, not because you are weak, but because you are powerful. The devil has attacked you, not because you are worthless, but because you are dangerous to his kingdom. And today God himself says, my child, open your heart and watch what I will do. The heavens are open. The angels are aligned. The throne of God is leaning toward you, and the time is now. Do not waste another second. Open your heart fully to God, and you will see what eyes have not seen, what ears have not heard, and what has not entered into the heart of man, the glorious things that God has prepared for those who love him. The second cry of heaven to your spirit today is one of revelation and awakening. Archangel Michael declares with authority, Child of God, you have been blindfolded too long, deceived by lies, distracted by the noise of the world, and entangled in battles that were never yours to fight. But now heaven says, open your spiritual eyes and see what has been hidden from you. For too long, the enemy has kept you focused on the temporary, while God has been pointing you toward the eternal. Too long you have wrestled with shadows when the true battle has always been in the unseen realm. The archangels are not whispering politely, they are crying aloud with urgency, for they know that if you awaken now, you will never again be deceived by the schemes of darkness. Gabriel calls you to open your ears, for there is a word you have been missing. Raphael calls you to open your soul, for there is healing that must be received. Uriel calls you to open your mind, for wisdom from above is waiting to cut through confusion. Selaphiel calls you to open your lips, for your prayers have been silenced by weariness. Jehudiel calls you to open your hands, for your work in the Lord is not yet complete. Barachiel calls you to open your spirit, for blessings are hovering over you, waiting to be poured. And Michael himself calls you to open your courage, for without it you cannot step into the battlefield where victory is already assured. The voice of God joins these cries, not as an echo but as the source. He says, my child, I have not called you to remain asleep. I have not anointed you to live in blindness. I have not chosen you to dwell in chains. I have called you to awaken, to arise, to open your whole being to the fullness of my spirit. For I have placed greatness within you, but it remains locked until you choose to open it. Do you realize what this means? It means that your present struggle is not a sign of your weakness. It is proof of your hidden strength. The devil would not be fighting you so fiercely if there were not something mighty within you that terrifies him. The demons that come against you are evidence of the destiny that lies before you. But here is the secret. Heaven is not just asking you to open your heart for yourself. Heaven is asking you to open because countless souls are waiting on the other side of your obedience. Your yes to God could mean someone else's salvation. Your surrender could unlock someone else's breakthrough. Your faith could ignite hope in another. This is why the urgency is so intense, why the cry is so desperate. Because the enemy is not only trying to silence you, he is trying to silence every ripple effect of your calling. And this is why Archangel Michael says, do not wait. Do not delay. Within seconds, everything can change. Heaven knows that the battle is not won by hesitation, but by obedience. God is not waiting for you to become perfect. He is waiting for you to become willing. The angels are not waiting for you to gather more strength. They are waiting for you to open so that heaven's strength can flow through you. Beloved child of God, do not underestimate what happens when you open yourself fully to the Spirit of God. The enemy loses his grip, chains fall, doors swing wide, light breaks into the darkness. A new season begins. For when you open, you do not just receive, you are transformed. When you open, you do not just hear, you begin to walk in divine alignment. When you open, you do not just survive, you begin to reign with Christ as more than a conqueror. Think of how tragic it would be to stand at the threshold of destiny with angels pleading, with God himself knocking, and still remain closed because of fear, shame, or hesitation. Think of how tragic it would be to allow the lies of the enemy to keep you from the glory of God's purpose. But think also of the joy, the breakthrough, the unimaginable blessing that will flood your life the moment you decide to open your heart fully and trust the Lord without reserve. Though this second keynote is simple yet powerful, the cry of heaven is not casual, it is desperate. Archangel Michael and the 7 archangels are begging you to see, to hear, to awaken, to open. And God himself bends low from his throne to say, my child, I am here. Do not close yourself to me. Do not delay. Open now. This is not the hour to sleep. This is not the moment to wait. This is the time of awakening. The heavens are ready. The angels are ready. The Spirit of God is ready. And all of creation is waiting for your yes. So I say to you with love and urgency, do not wait another heartbeat. Open your heart, open your mind, open your spirit. Let the fire of God consume you. Let the angels surround you. And let the voice of the Lord lead you into destiny. For once you open, you will never be the same again. The third cry of heaven to your soul is one of battle and victory. Archangel Michael, the great warrior of God, stands before you and says, child of God, you must understand the war you are in. You are not wrestling against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And yet do not fear, for heaven is fighting for you. This keynote is not meant to frighten you, but to awaken you. Too often, believers live unaware of the invisible conflict raging around them. They wonder why life feels heavy, why obstacles appear out of nowhere, why attacks come from every side. But today, the veil is lifted. You are in a battle because you are valuable. You are under attack because you carry something that threatens the kingdom of darkness. The 7 archangels are not passive observers. They are warriors assigned to your destiny. Gabriel stands ready to deliver messages from God to you and through you. Raphael stands to bring healing where the enemy has brought sickness. Uriel stands with the light of divine wisdom where confusion and lies try to blind you. Selephiel raises your prayers like weapons of fire before the throne. Jeudiel strengthens your hands when they are weak, reminding you that the work of the Lord will not return void. Barachiel showers blessings in the very places the enemy tried to curse. And Michael himself leads the heavenly army, sword drawn, declaring that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The voice of God himself joins in this cry and says, "My child, I have not left you defenseless. I have not called you to fight alone. I have surrounded you with angels, clothed you with armor, and filled you with my spirit. You are not weak. You are more than a conqueror through Christ who loves you." But you must open your heart to this truth. You must stop living as though you are defeated and begin to walk in the victory that has already been given to you. Beloved, the enemy wants you to believe the lie that you are powerless. He whispers that the battle is too strong, that the chains are too heavy, that the wounds are too deep. He tries to convince you that surrender is easier than fighting. But heaven declares the opposite. You are stronger than you think, for the Spirit of God dwells within you. The angels are positioned around you. The blood of Christ covers you, and the authority of heaven backs you. But here lies the danger. If you do not open your heart to this truth, you will continue to live beneath your calling. If you do not awaken to the reality of this battle, you will waste your life fighting in your own strength instead of drawing from God's power. That is why heaven is crying so urgently. That is why the archangels are begging, because they see what you cannot see, that victory is already assured if you would only open yourself to the power of God's Spirit within you. Archangel Michael says, "Do not fear the darkness. Do not fear the enemy. The Lord your God is a man of war. The Lord is his name. We fight with you. We fight for you. And the battle belongs to the Lord." Can you imagine how different your life would look if you truly believed that heaven fights for you? Worry would give way to worship. Fear would bow to faith. Defeat would dissolve into victory. Every challenge you face would become an opportunity for God's glory to shine. And so I tell you, do not waste another moment living as though you are outnumbered. Do not continue acting as though the enemy is stronger than your God. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The enemy may roar, but he is a defeated foe. The angels may battle, but they do so under a banner of victory already won at the cross. Of this third keynote is powerful and simple. Your battle is real, but your victory is more real. Heaven is crying for you to open your eyes, your ears, and your heart to the truth that you are not alone and you are not defeated. The 7 archangels stand with you. Archangel Michael leads you. God himself fights for you. This is your assurance, your inheritance, your destiny. Open your heart to it, and the power of God will flood your life in ways the enemy cannot stop. So rise, child of God, lift your head, strengthen your heart, take courage. The Lord is with you like a mighty warrior. The angels are encamped around you. Victory is your portion, and no power of hell can take it from you. Open now and watch the armies of heaven fight on your behalf. The 4th cry of heaven to your soul is one of intimacy and surrender. Archangel Michael speaks with both strength and tenderness as he declares, "Child of God, the greatest door you will ever open is not the door of opportunity, not the door of blessing, not even the door of ministry. It is the door of your heart to God himself. For this is the secret the enemy has always tried to hide from you: true power, true peace, true victory, and true joy do not come from what you achieve or what you gain, but from who you allow to dwell within you." Heaven is not begging you to chase after titles, wealth, or recognition. Heaven is pleading with you to open the innermost part of yourself and let the King of Glory take his rightful place. For too long, many have lived with closed hearts. They attend, they believe, they speak the right words, but deep inside their heart remains guarded, wounded, or hardened. The Lord does not desire half of you. He desires all of you. That is why God himself bends low and says, "My child, give me your heart. Do not give me pieces. Do not give me fragments. Do not give me what is left over. Give me all, and I will give you myself." There is no greater exchange than this. The 7 archangels join their voices to remind you what happens when you truly open. Gabriel says that your heart becomes a channel for divine messages. Raphael declares that healing flows when you release bitterness and let God's love heal the deepest wounds. Uriel says that divine wisdom fills the heart surrendered to God. Selephiel says that your prayers ascend like fire when they come from a place of true openness. Jehudiel says that your hands are strengthened to labor when your heart is aligned with the Lord. Barachiel says blessings overflow when you allow God to reign within. And Michael himself says that your life becomes a fortress when the Lord occupies the throne of your heart. Beloved, the enemy knows that if God has your heart, he has lost every claim against you. That is why he distracts you with shallow desires, wounds you with painful betrayals, fills you with fears, and tempts you with pride. He knows that a closed heart cannot receive the fullness of God. But today heaven is crying, do not let another second pass with the door of your heart shut. This is why Archangel Michael speaks with urgency. This is why God himself pleads with you. Because eternity is decided not by the words of your mouth alone, but by the posture of your heart. Listen to the Spirit of the Lord. My child, do not fear surrender. Do not fear intimacy with me. I know your pain, I see your scars, I know the secrets you hide. Yet still I love you, still I call you, still I knock. I do not desire perfection, I desire honesty. I do not ask you to clean yourself before opening. I ask you to open so that I may cleanse you. I am not here to condemn you, I am here to dwell with you. What love is this? That the God of heaven desires the broken heart of man? What grace is this that the Almighty begs for the very soul he created? This is the mystery of divine love. And so the choice lies before you. Will you keep the door shut and continue in the emptiness, the struggle, the cycles of defeat? Or will you open and allow the river of life to flow? For when you open your heart, everything changes. Burdens lift, chains break, the past loses its grip, the present becomes filled with peace, the future becomes filled with hope. And above all, God himself dwells within you, and his presence becomes your eternal treasure. Of this fourth keynote is this: there is no greater call than the call to open your heart fully to God. The angels cannot do it for you. No preacher, no prophet, no friend, no family member can do it for you. Only you can turn the key. Only you can open the door, and heaven is waiting. God is waiting. The angels are watching. The moment is now. So I say to you, beloved child of God, open your heart without hesitation. Do not delay. Do not fear. Let the King of Glory come in. For once he enters, your life will never be the same. This is the cry of heaven, the plea of the angels, and the desire of your Creator. Open and be transformed forever. The fifth cry of heaven to your spirit today is about courage and decision. Archangel Michael raises his voice like a trumpet and declares, child of God, the time of hesitation is over. You cannot keep standing in the valley of decision, wavering between two opinions, torn between fear and faith, doubt and trust, obedience and delay. Heaven is crying for you to rise with courage and make the decision that will unlock your destiny. The enemy has tried to paralyze you, to keep you circling the same mountain, trapped in cycles of indecision, weighed down by the fear of what if. But God says, this is your moment to choose me fully, to step out in faith, to take the leap, to walk into the unknown with confidence that I am already there. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to move forward in spite of fear, trusting that God goes before you. Every man and woman used mightily by God had to come to this moment. Abraham had to leave his homeland, not knowing where God was taking him. Moses had to stand before Pharaoh with nothing but a staff and a promise. Esther had to risk her life to save her people. David had to face Goliath with only a sling and faith. And now it is your turn. The same God who called them is calling you, and the same angels that stood with them stand with you. But you must choose courage. You must decide to open your heart and step into your destiny. The 7 archangels are not silent in this hour. Gabriel says, do not fear the unknown. God's word goes before you. Raphael says, do not fear weakness, for God's healing power strengthens you. Uriel says, do not fear confusion, for wisdom will guide your every step. Selephiel says, do not fear silence, for your prayers are being heard in heaven. Jehudiel says, do not fear labor, for your work will be crowned with victory. Barachiel says, do not fear lack, for blessings will overtake you. And Michael himself says, do not fear the battle, for the Lord of hosts fights with you and for you. But more powerful than angelic voices is the voice of God himself, saying, my child, do not be afraid. Be strong and courageous, for I am with you wherever you go. I am the shield around you, the glory within you, and the power that lifts you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Open your heart to me fully, and I will carry you through every storm, every trial, every valley. A beloved hesitation is the enemy of destiny. Delay is the thief of time. The devil knows that if he can keep you wavering, he does not need to defeat you, because indecision itself is defeat. But today the Spirit of God says, no more delay, no more fear, no more wavering. Choose life, choose faith, choose me. For every great move of God begins with a decision. One heart that says yes, one voice that says, here I am, Lord, send me. That is all it takes. Heaven is not asking you to be perfect. Heaven is not asking you to be fearless. Heaven is asking you to be willing, to be courageous enough to open your heart and let God do the rest. You may feel unqualified, but God does not call the qualified, He qualifies the called. You may feel weak, but His strength is made perfect in your weakness. You may feel broken, but He is near to the brokenhearted. You may feel surrounded, but greater are those who are with you than those against you. This is why courage is essential. It is the doorway through which faith is activated and destiny is unlocked. The conclusion of this fifth keynote is clear. Your future is waiting on your decision. The angels are ready. The Spirit is ready. God Himself is ready, but He will not force you. The key is in your hand. You can either keep living in hesitation, bound by fear, or you can open your heart with courage and step into the divine destiny prepared for you. This is your moment to rise, to trust, to believe, to obey. Heaven is crying, not because you are weak, but because you are stronger than you know. The enemy has tried to silence you, but heaven is shouting louder. Be strong, be courageous, and open your heart fully to the Lord. So I say to you, beloved, do not wait another moment. Do not look back. Do not let fear dictate your future. Lift your head, square your shoulders, and take the step of faith. The armies of heaven march with you. The Spirit of God empowers you, and the hand of the Almighty goes before you. Open now with courage, and you will see the glory of the Lord revealed in your life in ways you never imagined. The sixth cry of heaven to your soul is one of alignment and destiny. Archangel Michael lifts his voice and says, child of God, you are not an accident, you are not forgotten, and you are not wandering without purpose. You were sent into this world on assignment, crafted by the hands of the Almighty, placed in this generation for such a time as this. Heaven is crying for you to open your heart, so you may walk in alignment with the destiny written over your life before the foundation of the world. The enemy has done everything in his power to keep you distracted, to keep you wounded, to keep you focused on temporary things, so you would never realize the eternal plan that God has placed within you. But today the veil is being torn, and heaven is calling you to step into divine alignment. Beloved, your destiny is not small, it is not random, it is not an afterthought. Scripture says you are God's workmanship, His masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus for good works which God prepared in advance for you to do. That means long before you were born, long before your first breath, God already designed a purpose for you. And that purpose has not changed, no matter how many mistakes you have made, no matter how many battles you have lost, no matter how many tears you have shed. The enemy wants you to believe you have disqualified yourself, but God says, my calling on your life is irrevocable. My purpose for you still stands. Open your heart, and you will see that my plan has not been cancelled. It has only been waiting for you to align with it. The 7 archangels stand as witnesses to this truth. Gabriel reminds you that you carry a message the world needs. Raphael reminds you that your destiny includes healing. Healing for your heart, and healing that will flow through you to others. Uriel reminds you that divine wisdom is essential for the path ahead. Selephiel reminds you that prayer is the bridge between where you are and where God is taking you. Jehudiel reminds you that the work of your hands is not in vain, but part of God's eternal plan. Barachil reminds you that blessings are waiting to overtake you when you step into alignment. And Michael himself declares that your destiny is guarded by heaven, and no demon in hell can steal what God has ordained for you. But the choice remains yours. God's plan is perfect, but He will not force you into it. He will invite you, He will call you, He will plead with you, but He will never violate your will. This is why heaven is crying so urgently. The angels see the path laid before you. They see the victories waiting, the souls connected to your obedience, the blessings tied to your yes. But they also see the danger of delay, the tragedy of wasted years, the sorrow of living beneath your calling. That is why they cry, do not wait another moment. Open your heart now and step into the alignment of destiny. Beloved, when you align with God's plan, everything shifts. Confusion turns into clarity. Fear turns into faith. Chaos turns into peace. Closed doors begin to open. What once seemed impossible suddenly becomes possible. Not because life is free from struggle, but because you are walking in rhythm with the one who holds your future. Alignment does not mean an easy road. It means a victorious road. It means you are exactly where heaven wants you to be, doing exactly what you are created to do, empowered by the Spirit of God and surrounded by His angelic hosts. Think of the tragedy of living your whole life and never stepping into the very reason you were created. Think of standing before God one day and realizing you left unopened the gifts, the callings, the assignments He placed within you. That is why heaven is not silent. That is why Archangel Michael himself pleads with you. This is bigger than you. Your destiny is not just for you. It is for your family, your community, your generation. You are a vessel through which God intends to shine His light into the darkness. Though of this sixth keynote is this: you cannot afford to waste more time. The days are short, the hour is late, and your destiny is urgent. The angels are waiting, God is waiting, the world is waiting for you to open your heart and step into divine alignment. You are chosen, you are appointed, and you are anointed for such a time as this. Do not let fear rob you. Do not let doubt silence you. Do not let delay steal your purpose. Open now, align with heaven's plan, and walk boldly into the destiny God has prepared for you. So I say to you, child of God, rise up. This is your moment. The cry of heaven is clear. Align with your purpose, walk in your calling, and let your life bring glory to the one who created you. Open your heart today, and destiny will unfold before you like a scroll written by the very hand of God. The seventh cry from heaven is the cry of surrender. Archangel Michael speaks, and the seven archangels echo his voice. But above all their sound comes the voice of Almighty God, saying, my child, give me your whole heart. This is the final call, the ultimate invitation, the one that carries the weight of eternity. You see, you can receive revelation, you can be reminded of destiny, you can be surrounded by angelic help, but unless you surrender fully to God, you will never walk in the fullness of His plan. That is why heaven pleads so urgently, because God does not want part of you, He wants all of you. Surrender is not about weakness, it is about strength. It is the moment when you decide that your life is too precious to waste on self, sin, or the temporary pleasures of this world. It is when you lay down your plans, your fears, your doubts, your control, and say, Father, not my will but yours be done. This is the cry of Jesus in Gethsemane, the cry that defeated hell itself, the cry that opened the way for salvation. And now, that same cry is being placed in your spirit, because your breakthrough will only come when you surrender. The enemy hates surrender because it strips him of power. He can only manipulate you when you hold on to your pride, your pain, or your fears. But the moment you release them into God's hands, Satan loses his grip. This is why Archangel Michael, the warrior of heaven, urges you, child, do not cling to what is killing you. Release it. Place it at the feet of the Almighty. Do not carry the burdens that heaven has already promised to lift. Beloved, God is not asking for surrender because He wants to take from you. He is asking because He longs to give you more. He cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. He cannot fill what is already full of self. He cannot bless hands that are clinging to idols. Surrender clears the ground, opens the vessel, and makes room for heaven's abundance. That is why even the angels bow before Him in total surrender. They know that in giving everything to God, they lose nothing but gain everything. The seven archangels testify of this truth. Gabriel surrendered to his assignment as God's messenger and became the voice of divine announcements. Raphael surrendered to God's healing mission and became the vessel of restoration. Uriel surrendered to the wisdom of God and became the light of revelation. Selephiel surrendered to the throne and became the intercessor of heaven. Giudil surrendered his strength and became the encourager of God's people. Barachiel surrendered his blessings and became the one who pours out abundance. And Michael himself surrendered his might to the King of Kings and became the defender of the faithful. None of them stand in pride, all stand in surrender. And now they cry to you, do the same, surrender, for in surrender you will find your true power. Surrender does not mean you will not face battles. It means you will not face them alone. It does not mean life will be without storms. It means the master of the wind will be in your boat. It does not mean you will not have trials. It means trials will no longer defeat you, because your strength will not be your own. It will be His. This final cry is the most urgent because it is the foundation of everything else. Without surrender, alignment is impossible, destiny remains unfulfilled, blessings remain unopened, and angelic help remains at a distance. But with surrender, everything else falls into place. Your heart becomes soft clay in the potter's hands, your life becomes a vessel of honor, and your soul becomes a dwelling place for the Spirit of God. So, beloved, do not delay. Surrender is not for tomorrow, it is for now. Heaven is begging because eternity is at stake. God Himself is pleading because He loves you too much to let you wander away. The 7 archangels are echoing the cry because they know what awaits on the other side of your obedience. Today is the day to open fully. Today is the day to let go of your way and embrace His way. And here is the conclusion: the choice is in your hands. You can cling to your own will and live a small, limited, struggling life. Or you can surrender to God and watch Him do exceedingly, abundantly above all you can ask or imagine. Archangel Michael says, this is the hour. Do not waste another second. Heaven is watching, hell is trembling, and you must decide. Therefore, I say to you, surrender now. Lift your hands, open your heart, bow your will, and let God take His rightful place in your life. When you do, the floodgates of heaven will open, the angels will fight on your behalf, and the very presence of God will cover you like a shield. This is the final cry, the 7th keynote, the last call from heaven. Do not ignore it. Surrender today, and you will never be the same again.